The D23 Expo in Anaheim is coming close. It's actually coming close. It's the second weekend of August. And with that, the talk of the town, of course, is all the different fun going on around the convention. But one of the biggest talk of the towns this year especially, or make or break I should say, is the Parks and Experience panel, taking place on August 10th. Not even at the Anaheim Convention Center, but just down the road at the Honda Center. There are a couple things that I want them to talk about, and a few things that I think that they will talk about. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Exploring Attractions. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. And if you want to watch videos like the one that you're watching right now, please hit that subscribe button with those bell notifications on. And if you do enjoy the video, please leave it a like at the end, because it helps out the channel a whole lot and really pushes us to the next level as far as the YouTube browsing features and stuff go. But yes, we are getting very close to the D23 Expo. Like I said, that presentation will take place on August 10th at the Honda Center. They're promising this to be something amazing, something incredible. They even gave it its own name, Horizons, which is ironic considering what happened at Epcot. But anyways, yeah, they are teasing the panel to be one of the biggest, most mind-boggling presentations that they've ever put on at the D23 Expo. Different little things come out at different presentations, whether it be like Marvel, whether it be something like Pixar related during the D23 Expo. However, the grand reveal of all things theme park related comes at that Parks and Experience panel. So today I'm going to be talking about the two resorts in the States, both the Disneyland Resort and the Walt Disney World Resort, and a couple things that I think that they could talk about in this panel, and things that could be revealed or stuff that I want them to reveal in this presentation on August 10th. Let's first and foremost start off with the Disneyland Resort, because there's a couple of things that I think they need to address. And obviously one main thing that they may address is the Disneyland Forward project that recently got approved by the city. However, it does have a very lengthy timeline. Like, this isn't going to go up overnight, you know. They're not going to start building randomly. It's going to take 10 plus years, probably even longer than that, for it to be complete. And while yes, I say complete, I mean for like the expansions as far as the theme parks go being complete. But they have even bigger plans that will stretch into probably 20 years down the way for Disneyland Forward. But obviously now it's more real, the fact that Anaheim has approved them expanding. And keep in mind, at the last presentation in 2022, there were a lot of, oh, this could happen, this may happen, this is a blue sky idea. So a lot of the stuff that they may talk about may also be a maybe, but I'm hoping that's not the case this year. I'm hoping we get more definitive answers as to what's coming. The number one thing that I feel like they're going to talk about with Disneyland Forward is, of course, this rumored Avatar experience that they have been talking about. Bob Iger has been talking about the Avatar experience coming to Disneyland California Adventure. Bob Iger has been talking a lot about the Avatar experience coming to Disney's California Adventure, and they even shared like a piece of concept art of exactly what it could look like or what it could feature. So obviously a lot of us thought that this would be like a tiny little area, or like maybe even an Avatar show, but now when they put out this concept art, it's like, okay, yeah, this is definitely going to be a land. And like I said, Bob Iger has been talking about it quite a bit. We know it's coming, it's happening, we just don't know when. I feel like this will definitely be a part of Disneyland Forward, whether it be replacing somewhere in the park or whether it be replacing in the expansion pad that lots of people have put out. And you can actually look on the website of exactly where they can expand both Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. Avatar, the land or the experience or whatever it's going to be, will probably be located in the Simba parking lot just right behind the Pixar Place Hotel. That is my biggest guess. And I'm sure they'll build some form of immersive bridge that will go across the way to that. But yeah, I definitely think that we will hear something in relation to the Avatar experience coming to the Disneyland Resort, and I definitely think that'll be a part of Disneyland Forward. A couple other Disneyland Forward things that I think we could hear about is maybe their blue sky ideas for the Disneyland expansion pad, or maybe blue sky ideas for the rest of the California expansion pad, or hell, maybe even they talk about a brand new hotel, since they only have 3 and they're all extremely expensive. Regardless of the fact, I feel like they'll spend a lot of their time on Disneyland Forward and talking about the what ifs, and maybe one definitive with Avatar, the land now making its way from Florida over to Disneyland Resort, which honestly I'm fine with that, because I'm really intrigued to see what they're gonna do, if they're gonna bring Navi River Journey and the Flight of Passage I'll be curious. Honestly, they have the room for both rides, so I'm hoping that they do both rides. Okay, now I want to talk about the elephant in the room, though. Disney's California Adventure also has an unfinished land in Avengers Campus. They have been talking about this third attraction, and when I say third, I mean like Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and then this third e-ticket attraction. That'll never happen. And the reason also it'll never happen is because Avengers Campus was announced back in 2017. It opened up in 2021 after a delay. We all know what happened because of the shutdown and everything, which is understandable. And then at the last D23, they talked about, yeah, it's gonna come, guys, don't worry. Here's a picture of the concept art and here's all this stuff, you know, it's definitely going to happen. Well, since then, nothing's been happening at all, and obviously there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about quite yet. But in my eyes, I feel like the third attraction as a part of Avengers Campus will never happen. There's a lot of stuff that leads me to believe that, and the fact that they have other projects that are more of a priority, even though Avengers Campus should be our priority, I just feel like that big facade that was going to be the station for the third Avengers Campus attraction will just sit there forever and be utilized as like a stage. That's just my opinion. I hope that I'm proven wrong, because I do want to see another attraction as a part of Avengers Campus, as I feel like it's a little bit lackluster and they heavily rely on entertainment. But now with what's going on with the union and everything and cast members and entertainment, then like they don't even have the entertainment and they're scaling back on entertainment, which is a little bit of a bummer. So Avengers Campus really is just the Spider-Man ride and the already existing before Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. So while yes, I don't think that they are even going to mention the third Avengers Campus attraction, and if they do, then they better stay true to it, because this will be like the fourth time that they talked about it publicly. I am hoping that they give us some definitive answer to all of our questions for that big Thanos themed attraction in Avengers Campus. But honestly, who knows at this point? You know, it could be a curveball that's thrown at us for California Adventure. While they could be talking about Disneyland Forward, maybe they could even be talking about completely getting rid of the Hollywood area of the park. I've always talked about how that would be a perfect fit for the Zootopia land that is actually open at Shanghai Disneyland. I think that they could plug Zootopia right into California Adventure. And while yes, it is a California Adventure, I do think that they are slowly but surely moving away from that California theme. I think that they're trying to cram IPs in as much as possible, which some people are indifferent about. Me personally, I'm just like 50-50 on it. I do love original ideas, but also I feel like IPs work at both the Disneyland park and California Adventure, since we are so landlocked and they want to bring in as much money as possible to those parks. I have a different opinion on it as far as the Walt Disney World parks go, though. So yeah, maybe we'll hear some more news as far as the California Adventure expansions with maybe Zootopia or anything that's going to be replacing the Hollywood area of that park. Let's jump on over to Disneyland, where I don't think we're really going to get much as far as the Disneyland park goes. There's not really a whole lot going on over there other than them trying to open up Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Maybe they'll have a set time frame of when it's going to open, because they just said it's going to be late 2024. Maybe they'll say, okay, it's going to be opening in October, or you know, an exact month, or maybe even an exact date. I think it's still early for an exact date, but maybe like an exact month as far as when Tiana's Bayou Adventure will open up. Maybe they'll give us a sneak peek inside of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, because while yes, the main ride is going to be a lot of the same as it is over in Florida, I feel like the layout's going to be a little bit different. So maybe they'll give us a sneak peek as far as that goes, and an opening time frame for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I hope they do, because I will be very excited to ride that attraction. It looks absolutely amazing over in Florida, and honestly, if they open it too late, then it's going to be too cold for anyone to ride it. But maybe that's what they're trying to target. Maybe you figure you open up when it's cold, you don't have to deal with as many crowds, although you would reckon that Disneyland really wants to capitalize on the budgeting and the money and the revenue that they can bring in on things. So maybe they should open it like in October or September when it's still a little bit hot outside. But who knows? I definitely think we'll get some hints as to when Tiana's Bayou Adventure will open up in Disneyland, as it's already seen plenty of success over at Magic Kingdom in Florida. As far as the rest of Disneyland goes, like I said, unless they pull something out of left field and completely shock everybody, and that's why they're saying it's like one of the biggest panels that they've ever done. Maybe they're going to shock everybody. I don't think anything else will get talked about for Disneyland. Maybe some new entertainment, maybe a touch up on Tomorrowland, but I think the whole Tomorrowland idea is kind of scrapped as well. They have been talking about redoing Tomorrowland for the longest time. There's still those planners in the front of Tomorrowland that have just been sitting there abandoned for the longest time, that were supposed to get done like within 7 months, and they're just there. Like, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about if you're a frequent Disneyland visitor. I don't think Tron will ever come to Disneyland. I just personally don't feel that will happen, especially with the announcement of them switching to electric vehicles for Autopia. So eventually that'll come to fruition. Maybe they'll talk about switching the vehicles and a time frame for that to electric cars rather than the cars that they currently have. But yeah, with the announcement of that, I think that Tron is basically like a dead project as far as that goes. That means that they're keeping Autopia unless they were to put Tron behind Autopia and scale back Autopia, which they're just too landlocked to do that, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all the stuff that I think that we'll get for the Disneyland Resort, both the Disneyland Park and Disney's California Adventure. But now let's move over to a talking point that I feel definitely needs to be addressed because of the local competitor in Universal Orlando opening Epic Universe next year, which is Walt Disney World. Now you have Epcot, which Epcot has been going through a rough time, and Epcot is so much fun to walk around, and I love going to Epcot. I love drinking around the world. I love seeing all the different countries and everything, even though I've been there plenty of times. However, one thing it lacks is, of course, experiences as far as attractions go. They were supposed to build a Mary Poppins attraction, which got scrapped. Journey to Imagination is sitting there, and everybody's begging for a revamp, which I think eventually will come to fruition as well. Figment sells. Let's get that straight. Figment sells to the locals, not to the tourist people. Obviously, that's why it's always a short wait, but Figment definitely sells merchandise. Will we ever get a revamp for Journey and Imagination? Maybe. I don't think it's high on their priority though, but hopefully they do touch up on that a little bit. Test Track, as we know, is going through a lengthy refurbishment, and they've shared different pieces of concept art of exactly what it's going to look like and how they're going to improve it and everything. So that's all well and dandy, because Test Track is a very popular attraction, not only with the locals, but as well as the tourists. It's a fast-paced, fun attraction and similar to Radiator Springs Racers. And I really cannot wait to experience the brand new reimagined version of Test Track when it hopefully opens up next year. So hopefully they share some more concept art as far as that goes. That'll be exciting. But yeah, the rest of the park itself definitely needs more rides. They just finished the big pavilion in the middle where, you know, the whole seating area is at, and you have the Walt statue that's sitting there. And honestly, Communicore Hall looks like, well, I don't even have to explain it. It looks bad. Like, the fact that they spent so much time on that middle area of Epcot just for everything to be essentially like bare, you know, and while there's nice seating areas and whatnot, they wasted so much space. Like, they wasted so much space where they could have put like 3 new attractions, even if they're just smaller, or like flat rides and attaching an IP to them. They just wasted so much space. I wonder what they see Epcot as far as the future couple years go, because they definitely need to add a new attraction in, or something that's going to bring tons and tons of people into that park. Well, yes, like I said, you have your locals who go there to drink, and you have the adults who aren't necessarily traveling with kids and they're going there to drink and have fun. You also need to attract the families to Epcot as well. There's a reason why most families say that Epcot is a boring park, because there's not a lot of things to do for the family there. So I definitely think Epcot needs to have a big focus on that and bring in a new attraction. Will we hear something about it? Maybe we'll hear about the future of Epcot. Really, what I want them to start to do is really focusing on different attractions and experiences that will bring families back to that park. Up next, we have Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, unfortunately, Dinosaur is reaching its extinction, to say the least, no pun intended. It's pretty much confirmed that they're going to do some expansion in that area. They're calling it Tropical Americas, and whether that features Indiana Jones or Encanto or something, they are doing an expansion to that area of Animal Kingdom. There's permits being filed, there's public permits being filed, and Dinosaur is, like I said, it's pretty much extinct at this point, which is a bummer because I absolutely love Dinosaur. I'm going to be so sad when I see it go. Regardless though, while I think that yes, they should be keeping original ideas inside of Animal Kingdom, I don't think that they should be cramming IPs down people's throats. I think Animal Kingdom is such a beautiful park already for its original ideas, like Expedition Everest and stuff like that, and just everywhere around Animal Kingdom. Hands down, my favorite Disney park in the States, 100%. I love that park. It's such a beautiful area, and what makes Animal Kingdom special is all the original stuff and all the nature attached to it. I'm not necessarily going there to experience Pandora right away. Like, Pandora's cool and all, but I'm going there to experience all the original stuff, like Kilimanjaro, Expedition Everest, Dinosaur. So it's a little bit of a bummer that they're going to start to cram more IPs into it with Indiana Jones potentially and Encanto. But yeah, I think that this will definitely be a big talking point as far as Animal Kingdom goes, talking about the expansion behind Dinosaur, and then obviously them announcing probably a closure date or an extinction date for the dinosaur attraction. And maybe we'll even get some confirmation as far as what exactly will be in that expansion. Will it be Indiana Jones, or will it be something completely different? I think that they'll share some form of concept art for that. Jumping over to Hollywood Studios, not much going on there other than the Galactic Star Cruiser, the abandoned space prison that's sitting there that was a complete flop, which we called from the very beginning, as everybody did from the very beginning. I think Disney is going to be smart, and I definitely think that they're going to utilize that for maybe like a insane restaurant experience, because the theming is incredible in there, and I don't think that they want to spend that much money on the Star Cruiser only for them to close it like a year later. You know, while yes, they did make a lot of money from all the people paying for that experience, which was very expensive, I don't think that they're willing to take that loss and destroy it right away. And obviously they have no plans to destroy it because they have not been working on it at all, and nor have people seen them plan a demolition or anything as far as going and driving past it and seeing it from the road. So maybe they'll share a concept or like a blue sky idea of exactly what they're going to do for the Galactic Star Cruiser, whether it be some restaurant experience, whether it be like a shopping experience, some expansion of Galaxy's Edge, or something along those lines. I definitely think during this panel that we'll get some announcement concept for the Galactic Star Cruiser, but that's about it for Hollywood Studios. Last but not least, I feel like Magic Kingdom is definitely going to be one to rival Epic Universe. The big reason for that is they have teased at the last D23 panel a blue sky idea of having a Villains Land attached to Magic Kingdom. This Villains Land would be right behind Big Thunder Mountain, so there'd be like a connection to what's beyond Big Thunder Mountain, and that would be a Villains Land potentially. And the reason why I feel like this is going to rival Epic Universe a lot is because if they do go through with a Villains Land, you saw the hype. If you're a theme park fan, you saw the hype around Dark Universe at Epic Universe, the Universal Monsters Land. And while yes, that's targeted to a certain audience, that's still going to rival Disney because they don't have anything like that. I think Disney would be smart if they talked a lot about the potential Villains Land and maybe get more of like a definitive landlocked kind of concept for an expansion to Magic Kingdom, which would be the Villains area. Imagine the popularity. I mean, I would be there, you know, first opening day of a Villains Land. You could have Cruella there. You could have Dr. Facilier, which would correlate with Tiana's Bayou Adventure right across the way. Like, all the different Disney villains that you can meet and greet there, and then obviously have like a big villains attraction similar to what they're doing at Epic Universe with a big, you know, generic Universal Monsters themed attraction. I'm just armchair imagineering here, literally armchair imagineering, but I think that they would be smart to talk about that and kind of like not necessarily show that they're competition, but still show that, hey, we're also doing stuff here too that's also just as cool as like a monsters themed land. We're doing a Disney Villains Land. So while this is one that I feel like kind of is like a toss-up as far as whether or not they'll talk about it, I think it's very important that they share some details or some concept if they're going to go through with the Villains Land expansion to the Magic Kingdom Park. Another toss-up that they could talk about, since they did promise a couple different lands as far as their blue sky ideas last D23, is a Coco Land, or maybe there's even a random rumor that Radiator Springs Racers could be coming to Magic Kingdom as well, which is a phenomenal land. However, since it's been over at California Adventure for so long, I feel like they should definitely tweak it a little bit if they were to bring Radiator Springs Racers to Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom Park in specific. But that is all, other than like entertainment and stuff like that, and like other parades and all shows and stuff like that, and different small details along the way. I feel like those are going to be the major talking points, or at least some of the major talking points for this year's D23 Expo Parks and Experience presentation. That'll take place on August 10th at the Honda Center. And of course, they will be live streaming it as well. And we'll be hosting a video as far as all the announcement goes at both Disney World and Disneyland. There will be two separate videos talking about all the details that they shared with us at that panel. But let me know down below in the comments section what your predictions are. I'd be curious to see if you guys have completely different predictions or if you kind of agree with my ideas. Let me know down below in the comments section. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button with those bell notifications on. And guys, leave this video a like if you do enjoy it. It really helps out our channel a whole lot. But as for today's video, my name is Scott and I've been exploring attractions. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.